I even feel bad asking you how you are doing this evening, Vutlhari, because you did tell us, you did tell all of South Africa through your social media updates that you are not okay at all.
Yeah. Yes, so we really aren't okay right now. We are, I don't know if you can hear it on the far left. You can still hear the bombings continuously going on. We literally have no idea what we're supposed to do, where we're supposed to go. I'll turn my camera around so you can have, I wish I could turn my camera around so you can have like a full view of where we're sleeping. We're literally just underground.
Please go ahead and do that, Vutlhari, while you tell us a bit more. We would like to see where you are and get a sense of your location.
I don't know if you can see, these are all the students. Most of them are internationals. They wanted to board the train. We couldn't board the train because immediately we started wanting to board the train. There were bombings that were continuously happening. It feels like a nightmare.
Sure, because it is, Vutlhari. Just take me to that moment, because, you know, as you're talking to me, you're saying you can still hear the bombs going off in the distant background. But just tell me about that moment when the first bombs started coming down and you realizing that, you know, it's not some bang, perhaps from a road crash or anything. It's actually something far more serious.
Yeah, well, Sizwe, you know, it feels like it was a dream when it happens because literally we were sleeping. It was 5 a.m. We were sleeping. The day before, even our classmates had been to school. It was a normal day in Ukraine. People were at work. We sometimes have like part-time online jobs. We were still teaching the students who are within Ukraine and Russia. It was such a normal day. No one could have predicted that this was going to happen. And at 5 a.m. in the morning, we woke up to the sounds of bombs and missiles. And it was quite scary because the city that we're in, specifically Kharkiv city, is very close to the military base of Ukraine. And that's exactly where these bombings were taking place. It literally is not even about 30 minutes away from where we stay. And we were so scared. We didn't know what to do. That's when we immediately started going. My friends and I gathered each other up because we live in the same building. And we headed for the subway station, which is the metro. It's not too far away from us. And we stayed underground for most of the time until we felt today like it was a little bit safer to come out. And yeah, that's all we've been up to. We've been here at the train station trying to get a train to get out. But as you know, our efforts were just impossible. The bombings are still continuing and there's nothing we can do about it.
And Vutlhari, as you are there at the train station, you're trying to get out and go where? And while you're answering that, is this in coordination with any official trying to assist you, say from the South African embassy, to try and help you get out through the path of taking a train, for example?
You know, I must actually admit the fact that, you know what, even though the South African embassy has made some form of effort, I really do believe that they could have done a little bit more to ensure the safety of their students. Other countries were already giving out letters maybe 2 weeks prior to this that, you know what, their citizens should evacuate. However, we were told that we were waiting for a specific trigger, which would tell us, South Africans, that, okay, now it's time for South Africans to also evacuate, even it themselves at that moment. At this moment now, we are on the edge, like I said, of Ukraine, and we have to get ourselves to Poland, which is the other way across South Africa, across Ukraine, of the border. We're not given any form of transportation. All the forms of transportations are available right now are prioritizing Ukrainian citizens, which means that leaves us at a position where we can't even get transportation for ourselves. I'm not saying that the embassy did not do enough. Of course, they're telling us things like when we get to Poland, we will have visa-free entry. But how am I supposed to even get to Poland? What does the visa entry mean to me if I cannot leave the city which I'm in right now? And that is our frustration.
Yeah. And Vutlhari, what are the conditions like? Because right now it seems to me like a case of waiting for the unknown. And there had been concerns about if electricity were to be cut to the city of Kharkiv where you are, it could have, you know, a dire impact on you, because I understand it's quite cold where you are at the moment.
It is extremely cold. I can't even begin to imagine. This country gets to degrees of minus 25, even records of minus 30. So and we're still within our winter period. We are outside. There's absolutely, like, we're within the basement. There's absolutely no heating systems here. It's minus 2 degrees. We have to put on all the blankets, all the jackets that we have on. And you know that we are also trying to escape. So there's only so much we can carry with us. At the same time, people are just really trying to gather, like, huddle in groups just so that we can at least be warmer, closer to one another. But it's really just, it's extremely horrible. And about the lights and electricity, yes, we've heard rumors that those could be cut off at any moment. We've also had rumors that, our internet and telecommunication platforms could also be cut out at any moment. So from any moment from today, we literally could lose communication with our families as well and the rest of South Africa. That's why we felt the need to reach out to anyone who could be able to help us while we still have this window of time to act now.
Yeah. And Vutlhari, just in terms of the location of the station where you are, is it an underground station? And do you consider it to be relatively better off in terms of the impact of bombs possibly coming in compared to a station above ground?
Well, compared to a station above ground, of course, being underground is always better. We don't know anything about war, like I said. Everything that we know right now is things that we've been taught on the spot. And this is not like we do a law curriculum, like a war curriculum in school. We only know the fact that, if we're underground, we're a bit better. We're a bit better off because the missiles will not feel the impact as much, which is kind of true. We don't hear it as loudly because we are underground and we can't feel the impact as much. However, being at war is being at war, and there's no safer place. This is a war, if you know what I mean. There is no. It's a war at the end of the day, and lives are being taken away. There's so many casualties already. We don't want any more casualties to be any of us.
Yeah. Just as we wrap up, Vutlhari, just give me a sense of how many South African students are, near you, where you are at the moment, but also share with South Africans what preoccupies you now, what occupies your mind at this very moment. How are you even able to steel yourself enough to be able to talk to me in the way that you have done in the last few minutes? Lasizwe, honestly, I don't even understand where we get the strength to still get up and do what we do on a daily basis, still get the strength to run after each metro, go underground to seek safety, because at one moment one of us is fine, the next moment someone is breaking into tears, and all of us must take turns comforting one another because it's really a hard situation. And all of us are really going through a serious mental strain at this moment. I can't even begin to explain it. I don't know how we are able to even focus or do what is needed at this moment. But at the end of the day, it is us who's in a war, and we do have to keep each other together. And that's how we just keep encouraging each other that we're going to make it out alive. But that's the only hope we have right now. Even if it looks like there's no light coming from anywhere, we just keep telling each other that we're going to make it alive. We're going to get out of here alive. So yeah. All right, Vutlhari, I've got to leave it there. We do hope that you come out of there safely, and God bless you, and we do hope you come out of there safely. That is Vutlhari Mtonga there in the city of Kharkiv in Ukraine. She's been updating us through social media, so this is how we've been getting first-hand accounts of one of the South Africans, a group of South African students who find themselves behind the lines in as far as the fighting is concerned. This should be priority number one, I would imagine, for Pretoria. Priority number one. Our Ukrainian ambassador, Andrei Grunewald, was on this channel a bit earlier on, saying that they've made contact with the students. There are attempts to get them to be evacuated, arrangements for visas so that they can go to Poland. That needs to be prioritized and taken right to the top of the list.